Hello everyone, Carl Jones here with the old A4 Mando and Erynn Marshall with the old guitar.
1927?
Yeah, 1927 Get box, and we're going to do an old tune called Snowshoes from John Ashby, a great fiddler. And it's got a cool E minor chord in both parts I think you'll enjoy, and a great melody to boot. So we'll put on our snowshoes right now and see where we can scoot to. Here we go. Snowshoes. All right. Thanks, Erynn. That's a fun one. That's a good one. So let's see what we can delve into here. In the key of D is a wonderful key on the fiddle or mandolin, of course, or guitar, banjo, on any instrument possibly. So what we'll think about first is just where the chords are in each part, and you heard Erynn play them nicely there. It has that E minor in both parts, and the first part kind of climbs up from E minor. From D, starts in D and goes to G to A and E minor. So let's think about the mandolin. Let's see where we'd have. Let's just look at open chords for a second with that the D and a G, and you have A, E minor. So I'm not doing anything fancy, just looking at the basic chords, and we'll find a little, maybe work on the low strings in a minute. But just a D chord to a G. I'm just doing a little bar, second fret on the low strings, A, and then E minor. Now you could do, I'm just going across to the bar in the middle strings and getting the third fret on the first string. So we'll just get the easy chords first. And then the second time around it has the A. Then we can go up to that 7th fret drone. D, G, A, E minor. You can always walk down somewhere. G, A. One more time. So we could just try that 7th fret drone. Let's go ahead and look at the low possibility. Get the 7th fret and the 4th fret. And the G, and maybe let's just try losing some middle reaches and see what that happens. So I'm on the 7th fret and the 4th fret low. And the middle strings, same 5 and 2. A. And I'm going to do a little low E minor. Get the 4th fret in the bass. That's 7 and 4 in the bass, and 5 and 2 in the middle strings, and then 2 on the third string with the open high strings, and then getting that 4th fret low with you can bar the middle strings and get the 4th fret low. Let's just see what that looks like, all right? Second time around, you just have the A, back to D, 7 and 4, middle strings 5 and 2, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 4 and 2. That's what I call a short reach. little bounce in there. One more time, that's the first part. It's a nice progression. So the second part's just a lot of D, so we might be able to scoot up and down in a few shapes there. Let's think about it for a minute. Let's see. Just think about it for 1 minute there. If we went, we could go to the high strings, and I'm big on the 2-string chord, so I think what we'll do, let's just try scooting across the strings, either low to middle to high or high. Let's start on the high strings on the second part, because that would be a nice way to set it apart from the first part, you know, is what you're doing. So let's start with that middle reach, since we're getting a lot of middle reach in that first part. So we'll just do that 5 and 2 on the first strings. Then I'm just picking up on that and going to the middle strings. Let's just do the 4th fret. So we'll do a little lick there with the 4 and open in the middle, the 4th fret, 3rd string, open 2nd, and maybe kind of climb up to that 5th fret. Small slant, I call it. So we'll go back low there for a minute. I think I like that open, climbing back. So you start to find some little sections that you can move up or down. So you find them. So we want a lot of D. So D, I'm on the high strings, 5 and 2. And I got a little 4th fret, 3rd string with the open 2nd. And I climb up to that small slant, 4 and 5. And then it's kind of nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the melody a little bit, because I think the chords you'll find are pretty fun, and you can go along all these videos you see, just try to play along with the fiddle video or the guitar video or the banjo video, just kind of jump in there and experiment, you know, and try to set one part, do something a little different for each part. I think I always recommend that. So the melody starts out on the low strings with a little, it's kind of like getting up to that 7th fret. That unison note. Remember, if you have the same note on 2 strings, same sound, 7 in the bass and then the open D string, you got 2 Ds. That's called a unison. So you're kind of climbing up to it. We might as well get a little unison like a fiddle player would do. So 2, right? And then 2, 4, and 7. 2, 4, 7. And then we're going to go. So I'll just kind of give you a little climb there. You got 2, 4, and then you can hit the 3rd string, but you can hit that 7 unison, and you're climbing up on the 3rd string, open 2, 4, and you have the A string. And again, that could be, remember, any open string, if you have a lower string on the mandolin, you can go to that 7th fret and get the same note, the unison. That's also a good sliding potential. You know, it's kind of your, what I say, putting the gravy in there. You can slide a little bit, you can put a little gravy in there, and hopefully that's a good thing. You don't want to eat too much gravy. You don't want to use too much gravy either, but it usually sounds pretty good. A little bit of gravy sounds good. So the first phrase, and that's all in D. So let's do that slow a few times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll slide this. So with the slide there, you're again. And a lot of times I might use my 3rd finger instead of my little finger. It's good to be able to use your little finger or your 3rd finger. It depends on where you're coming from or where you're heading to. So the second phrase in G, we have the 3rd finger, and it's going to outline that middle reach we were using for our chords. And a really good thing to keep in mind, a good factoid, you might say, is your melodies outline these shapes that are your chord, you know, your rhythm shapes. So here's in G with the 3rd finger on the 5th fret, and you're going to use the 1st finger on the 2nd fret. So you have a nice kind of a haunting note in this one. You're kind of getting an odd note in a G chord, really, which is pretty, and the fiddlers do that a lot of times, a lot of these melodies. So kind of old-timey sound. So I got the 5 on the G note, and then the 2nd fret going back and forth. You pick it a few times, 3 times in a row, and then you start doing the 4th fret back and forth. And that's going to get us to our A note. So let's hear both those phrases first. Say one, first phrase in D. And here's the G phrase, 5, 2, 2. Yeah, one more time. 1, 2, go. Here's the A phrase. That gets us to the E minor. So it's going to be open, second string, and that 4th fret again, and the 5th fret a couple of times. And you're really going to be outlining a D middle reach here. So then you have a kind of a halting note here, the 3rd fret G note, and you go to the 2nd fret and get an E minor bar on the middle strings. So it's kind of a wild phrase. Here's that whole first part phrase, nice and slow. G phrase, A phrase, 3rd fret and 2nd, E minor again. 4th fret twice. Okay, and the second time around, you're going to have a different ending, a second ending there. So the second ending, let's see what happens here. It's the same phrase up to the second ending, so it starts the same. G phrase. So you have a nice little tag on there. Coming, this keeps in that D sound. So you have like the A phrase, 4th fret, back to the 5th fret, middle reach D again. So you really pick up that finger. Let's try that last little phrase. This is that D chord, but you're getting that E note in there for a second. So here's the whole second ending, starting with the A phrase. So let me play the whole first part for you. So that's the whole first part, not too bad. Got some cool little note choices, which is great. So 1, 2, go. D phrase, G phrase, first finger 3 times, 4th fret twice, A phrase, 3rd fret, E minor, starting again, the same phrase, G phrase, A phrase, which stays, 4th fret, D phrase, ending there. Okay, one more time, just playing without me talking. And that's neat. I think you're getting it. So. You could kind of strum that too. One more time. Second ending. Yeah. And then we're going to go up for the second part, a little climb, the open A string. And you might hear people go more notes, or you'll hear a lot of different things, but it's going to get up to a high A after a little lead in. We have the open A string, the 4th fret, the 5th fret to the D, and you go straight across to the high A with a 3rd finger and 2nd fret note with a little gravy. So it's going to be, let's find that a few times. 1, 2, go. Straight across 5, slide from 1 to 2. One more time. Yeah, and now we're going to get caught in that D phrase a little bit, just working that high string with 5 and 2. And then the 2nd string, 2, 5, and then open 4. And we're going to do a couple times there. So listen to that phrase a few times. And it's going to get back to a similar phrase there. Let me play the whole couple of phrases there of the second part with the lead in we just did. 5, slide to 2, and you pause. Here's the next phrase. Could do a little slide there. Cool. Starts the same again. We'll do the whole thing and let you hear it. Okay, so here's that. We'll start with that high phrase, second part. 5, slide from 1 to 2. The D outlined. 2, 5, open 4. Another open 4 on the second string. And the 5th fret twice. You're working that middle reach D. Open first string to the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and the E minor. Yep, and again, same start. 5, slide to 2. Outline that D, pick up your first finger. Again, 2, 5, open 4. Open 4 again. 5th fret, and open 2nd fret, just that middle reach D. So the middle reach D might be the star of the second part. I think it's, if it's not the star, it's coming close there. So let's try that again. And I think you're getting it there. So notice also we're doing a lot of that A. It's kind of in the D chord, but you got an A, a little leading tone there a lot. Getting back to that 5th fret. So here's the whole second part, nice and slow. And it comes in on that 4th beat. So 1, 2, go. And it starts open 4. 5, slide to 2, wait. 2, 5, open 4. Open 4, 5th fret. 3rd, 2, E minor. Open 4 twice. And then it ends in a D there, right? And we're starting over the second part again. 2, 5, open 4 twice. 5th fret. 3rd, 2, E minor. Great. Slide. Open 4 twice. First part again. See what happens here. G phrase. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? G phrase. Repeat. E minor. Second part. Slide. 2, 5, open 4 twice. E minor. Slide here. And one more time. And you might do an ending. Just try going up and down those shapes. And I'm just going. Pretty good there. So what I want you to do is play the chords, play the melody, and jump in there and watch the fiddle video or the banjo video and see what happens there. Put on your snowshoes if you have them, and it might make you play it even better. So enjoy the mandolin and keep on picking, having fun.